Hey guys, I'm about to talk about tons of DVDs. We have Elf on the Shelf, How Do You See Me, and more. And yeah guys, I wanted to introduce you to this new thing that's going to be in my background. It's a Kachina doll I made. Yeah, it's a monster Kachina doll, yeah. It will keep monsters out of your closet, if you know what I mean, Sully and Mike. Yeah, I keep on thinking of monsters in the closet. I think of Monsters, Inc. And yeah, that's why I made this. That's how I got the idea. Have you learned about the Kachina dolls? If you haven't, you'll learn it. If you're a young kid watching this video, you'll learn it later in life about the Kachina dolls. Well, this Kachina doll is going to be in my background. So, yeah, you'll learn about it if you don't know about the Kachina dolls. Okay, now let me first begin off with the film favorites. I think of Martin Scorsese collection. This is the Martin Scorsese collection because we have 4 movies you can watch. We have Main Streets, The Depended, Goodfellas, and The Avenger, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. When I saw Titanic, I'm not creepy being here. When I saw Titanic, Leonardo DiCaprio was in it. He was kind of like the mainish character. He was our protagonist. So, I haven't seen any of these movies, but I'm guessing there's going to be like some protagonists in there. I'm guessing these are all spy movies. Well, I'm thinking Main Street and The Departed would be like some kind of spy, gangster, crime movie. Or just like, I'm thinking Main Streets might be like a crime movie. This is from Warner Brothers. My dad picked this up. Alright, Goodfellas, rated R. The Dependent, rated R. The Avenger, PG-13. Yeah, there's going to be PG-13 nudity in The Avenger. Main Street's rated R. Only one of these movies are PG-13. So yeah, can't wait to watch those. I want to watch Main Streets first. And then I'll watch The Depended, then I'll watch Goodfellas, then I'll watch The Avenger. Alright, the next movie is totally PG-13, and it is Iron Man 3. This movie, it's kind of like The Dark Knight Rises. It's like that. It shows more Tony Stark, but it does show his brain a little bit, because that's what it's all about, Tony Stark. He uses his brain. He doesn't need his suit. It proves that he doesn't need his suit anymore. He just needs his brain. He doesn't need his suits. He doesn't need his other suits. He just needs his brain, but he needs Pepper Potts, which I can't spoil it, but one part you actually think Pepper Potts is dead, but she's not. You actually think that. But they have the extremist virus and the Mandarin, and I want to talk about the Mandarin. I'm not going to spoil about the Mandarin. If you've already seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. The Mandarin, the Mandarin falls apart when you get to know the Mandarin. But it does have the extremist virus. Tony Stark has like this post-traumatic stress syndrome going on, so he has to like rise up from his post-traumatic stress syndrome and fight the extremists and the Mandarin, which I'm not pretty sure on the Mandarin. The Mandarin not the Mandarin. Another Mandarin is the other Mandarin. You'll know what I mean when you see the movie. So, this is not on Blu-ray, but I haven't watched the digital copy or the DVD yet. And no, it's not the best Iron Man yet. Now, is this better than Iron Man 2? Yes. Is it better than the first one? Hell no. This movie's still a pretty good movie. It does rip off some things from The Dark Knight Rises. Oh, and yeah, it's lightning on my rim. Oh, sorry. Oh, and yeah, it's thundering outside. But Iron Man 3, definitely pick this one up on Blu-ray or just DVD. Either way, they're still gonna both be good. Now let me get to this. How Do You See Me? Yeah, this is a good movie, actually, so far. I thought it was just gonna be like those, I thought it was gonna be like Oz the Great and Powerful, but instead Oz is back in the real world. He's doing his magic tricks, but there's tons of Oz's as a team, and they're breaking the law. But this movie took me by surprise. It's really good. But it does use CGI magic, which I'm not some CGI professional. I actually adore practical effects and any other effects possible, unless they're not bad effects or bad CG. But Now You See Me is it may have CGI magic, which don't let that get in your way, but that's like the only gripe I have with the film, the CGI magic. But it's about a bunch of magic people who are gained together by this like mysterious card, so they beat up like on this Elm Street kind of place. You know what I'm talking about, Freddy Krueger. Yeah, I just made a Nightmare on Elm Street reference or joke or whatever. I know, a terrible joke. But yeah, you have the guy from Zombieland and Rio, and you have Morgan Freeman. I am Morgan Freeman. Ah. But Morgan Freeman does his role well. These people are like most wanted. And there's also the guy who plays the guy who plays the butler in the Dark Knight, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, he plays Alfred. That's one of the guys in here, and he does his role pretty well, like he did in the Batman and the Dark Knight. They did his role pretty well, like he did in the Dark Knight trilogy. But yeah, overall, Now You See Me is a pretty good time. Yeah, it's a pretty good time. The next movie I want to talk about is this piece of shit. Season of the Witch. I heard this is a piece of shit. It looks like the plot's gonna fall apart. And it has Nicolas Cage, which I'm not a big fan of Nicolas Cage at all. But he did do his role pretty good in Kick-Ass. I liked him in Kick-Ass. He was the only roles I like Nicolas Cage in is the one in Kick-Ass. He was good in Kick-Ass. He was actually better than he was in all the other movies. He was in Kick-Ass. All I can recognize him of Nicolas Cage is he was in Sorcerer's Apprentice. He was good in that, and also he was good in Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass was a good movie. It was also ultra violent. But the plot falls apart. The characters look like they're gonna be characters you don't care about, like in Alien vs. Predator Requiem. You don't care about the characters. I'm not looking forward to this movie at all, but anyway, what is this rated? PG-13. It looks like it's made to be like or some kind of rated R, but instead they made it PG-13. Yeah. Starting to not. Well, this is going down into hell. Now, let me finally get to the last. I said the best. Yeah, ignore that sound right now. But now, here, I said the best for last, and it's an elf story. Now, Elf on the Shelf. I think here's what I see the Elf on the Shelf. Santa just wants to make like newer money so he can get more money to sell Elf on the Shelf and sell his own workers. Yeah, this took me by surprise. It's a Christmas story, but it's a short little film. It's a short little film. It's a Christmas story. It's not yet rated, but it does have some good parts and also has a lot of bad parts. The plot is that this elf on the shelf goes to this other part, and this other kid doesn't believe it's an elf on the shelf, and he hates him. And he wants to name him like a jackass or a dumbass. That's just how I see it. They don't actually say those bad words, but if I was something, it would be something. Yeah. So Merry Christmas to all of you. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Some DVDs Christmas edition. So, not actually Christmas edition yet, but I have the stocking in the background. Hopefully Santa will put something in there. But, yeah. See you later, filmmakers, and I'll return these DVDs to my DVD case. Goodbye.